Good evening, everybody. My name is Bubby Craft, and this is a tutorial for Thomas. You might be wondering, wait, why are we doing another tutorial for Thomas, Bubby? Well, this is going to be an RWS style Thomas in my little world and such for creations and everything. So you've seen my other style. Boom. The other style I am now referring to as the TV series style, which is much larger, a little clunkier, and not as compact and cool as the new Railway series style. Now this build, it was heavily inspired on the build made by Teacup in the Extended Bokies Discord, who is a absolutely fantastic builder, despite what he tries to tell everybody. I absolutely loved the way Thomas looked in the quick little disaster he called of the build. But yeah, I decided that I wanted to rebuild it myself and kind of just see what I could do with it, and it ended up spawning off a whole bunch of other, what I'm now again calling the Railway series style of builds for the Thomas characters. As you can see, this build is entirely one block smaller. It is a little bit more complicated to get in and out of, which I will illustrate once we have the build in build mode, or out of build mode into assembled mode. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So of course you need to make your station enter into assembly mode, and we want to go ahead and select a triple axle. We're going to do the large create styled 060. There we go. That's our first step. Our next step is we're going to build out a platform, 6x6 or 6x3 platform for our Thomas. There we go. On the front of that platform, we're going to go ahead and add just a temporary block to place down one of these framed slice stairs slabs. So that way we can place down 3 of those. And then along the outside of our build here, we're going to place down our side red colors here. Oh, you know what? I actually forgot. We needed to do something different here. We're going to place a temporary block, another temporary block, get rid of this temporary block, and come down here and give it a little boop. We want to break this rail here so we can come down here to give it another little boop. And then we want to break this piece of gravel, come down here and give it another boop. Break that gravel. And we're just going to replace our gravel and our track. And now we have our back end of Thomas as well. What we want to do with this is we want to clear this out. We want to grab some white steel. As always, you can use whatever color white you want. It is totally up to you. I just really like the white steel, again, because it gives a cartoony look that I just feel fits really well with the Thomas characters. So continuing on to the other side, we're going to place down our half panels with the red locomotive, clearing out the palette of a color that we actually needed. Our next step is we're going to place down 2 pieces of black riveted locomotive, one over top of the bogie and one just centered right there. From there, we're going to place down a fluid tank and a whistle on top. And we're going to right click the whistle to make it the smallest whistle. Excellent. Now for our next round of blocks, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a copycat stairs, copycat slab, and we're going to do a copycat headstock if I can find it. There it is. And we want that copycat half panel again. We want the black locomotive smoke box. And we want a wood burner smokestack as well as a coal burner smokestack. And what we're going to do here is we're going to create the illusion of a much larger, not a much larger, a rounded steam dome or steam smoke box. I don't know. You guys will always correct me in the comments no matter what I say. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to place down a temporary block to which we're going to place the wood burner smokestack, right click it so that it stops producing smoke. And then we're going to shift click the coal burner smokestack on top of that wood burner. We're going to remove our temporary block, and we're going to also grab a copycat panel. We can get these out of the inventory now. We want to shift click that copycat panel, and we can add down a... Oh, you know what? Actually, that's not what we wanted to do at all. We're going to shift click this. That needs to go down though. There we go. Shift click the bottom of that wood burner smokestack, and that will go ahead and add the copycat headstock, and then we can add a copycat half panel in a minute. We're just gonna, by adding back that temporary block and adding in the copycat half panel, we're gonna add that half panel all the way around, and then we can get rid of that temporary block. On this side, again, we're going to click the bottom of the smokestack to add our two headstocks. We're going to add in the smoke box and make sure everything faces the correct way. And there we go. Now we're starting to take shape here. Looking kind of cool, huh? Looking kind of cool. Oh, you know what? We didn't fill in the front here. So we'll grab a piece of white steel and the white locomotive that's iron wrapped. We're going to place an iron wrapped there in the middle. And then, I mean, you could technically just use copycat stairs there. You can also decorate it however you want. It's there, those stair slabs are there so that you can do whatever you want. Doesn't really matter to me. If it makes you happy, do it. We want buffers in our screw link coupler. So we're going to place down the two buffers and the screw link coupler. Screw link coupler and two buffers. Perfect. We're going to grab the red polished locomotive. Place that there. We're going to grab some red dye. Dye those red. Just because it's going to give it a little bit more detail, a little bit more of a pop. We're going to grab a copycat vertical slice. Place that there. Place that there. Grab the black slashed locomotive. Just color in those slices. There we go. We've got the front of Thomas basically done. Our next step that we want to do is we want to add an upside down stair, but that's going to be a little bit difficult without a temporary block there, and then an upside down stair. Same on the other side, temporary block there with an upside down stair. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to place down two of the copycat slabs in there. And there is a reason we're doing that. I left this open on purpose so I can illustrate better myself what it's going to look like. There is a reason that we're doing the 2 copycat slabs. Connective textures currently in Copycats Plus is not working for some reason. It did work, and it did make it so that this all connected and looked, you know, cohesive the way Thomas is supposed to look. But for some reason, the connective textures right now are not working. So that's what we've got going on there. And yeah, I want to grab a panel. So next thing we want to do is just repeat the same thing on the other side. Place down 2 copycat slabs. Copycat slab on top of all of those. And there we go. We're gonna fill in those like so. And there we go. And we're gonna take a piece of polished cut azurín and fill that in. So again, fill those in. Oh my goodness. It's like I've never built before. Fill those in, fill this guy, and then those 3. Boom. Our next step that we want to do is we are going to start working on the cab now. Temporary copycat panel with another copycat panel. And same thing on the other side. Temporary copycat panel, copycat panel. We're going to grab a copycat slab. And we're going to just crouch click here, crouch click, crouch click, crouch click, crouch click, thank you. Like that. And we're going to place down copycat panels along the back side there. Now the connective textures work like that for some reason, but they just don't want to work like that for some reason. It is what it is. We're going to grab ourselves a copycat half panel, make a temporary like so, repeat the same thing, make a temporary like so, shift click onto that temporary with the half panel and remove the first one and color those in with the polished cut azurín. We're going to do the same thing here on this guy. You know what? We'll just place down 2 temporary blocks. Polished cut azurín temporary blocks. We're actually not coloring those in like that. We're going to shift click azurín, destroy the temporaries. And I was completely wrong. Those actually are staying out there. My apologies. You know, it wouldn't be one of my tutorials if I didn't royally mess up, because I don't like editing all too much. So I try to keep everything one cohesive build for you guys so that you see my thoughts processed in real time, so to speak. So there we go. We've basically almost finished the build here. One of the other things that we want to do outside of clearing our palette here is we want to dip back into our copycats, and we're going to grab the copycat half layer. We're going to grab a copycat layer and a copycat slice. And then I go with the deep slate tiles now for the roof, just because I like the cohesion. It looks really nice. It just gives a little bit of texture to the black roofs, that sort of thing. We're going to now build the steam domes, or the boiler domes, or as I like to call them, boiler bobbles. Get used to it. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding. They are called steam domes. I'm just being a turkey. We are going to grab a copycat layer and just go up to the top of that copycat headstock there, grab a half layer, go up as far as we can until it adds another one layer on top. And then for that guy, you're just gonna match up to the level of that other layer that you made. Perfect. We're gonna do polished cut azurine for the steam dome. And we're gonna do wrapped locometal for the rest of that boiler part. Now the only thing left to do is just add in the windows that I completely forgot, and the one back piece that I also forgot. So our next step, inside the cab, we want to get rid of these ugly looking shapes and textures that are happening in there. One of the things that we can do is I liked adding in the flat slashed locometal, and that's what that did there. And we can do blue slash locometal just to kind of break things up. And I went with oak windows to also again break things up. We're gonna grab our train controls, because while you're building this, it's gonna be a pain in the butt to get in and out of when you have the roof on and everything. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to get in and out of until you have it in build or out of build mode into assembled mode. So I'm gonna grab a seat and a train control. The seat will fit snugly there. Train control right there. And then we want one more block like so. Oh, you know what? No. That was supposed to go here. So we're going to just temporary block that like that. And then let's do this there. And perfect. We don't have to go back inside the cab anymore. We're going to grab copycat steps. Place those copycat steps like that. Grab some coal. And boom, you've got yourself a little coal bunker, whatever you want to call it, back there. I'm sure you guys again will correct me in the comments like you usually do, which I do appreciate, don't get me wrong. It's just funny to purposefully make mistakes sometimes just so people engage with me. I need to talk to people sometimes. It gets lonely. Just kidding. Alright. There, we've got that. Our standard 2 on the sides, 3 in the middle. Grab our copycat slices. Slices on the sides. Boop. Deep slate for the roof. And presto, changeo, amazo. You've just built yourself a Thomas the Tank Engine. One other cool little, just last detail that I really liked that Teacup had was we put that oak button there and that oak button there. It just breaks up the texture. Just gives you something nice to look at. It's really neat. It's really, really, really neat. Alright, so now what we'll do is we're gonna just boop, 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 boop. Take these out like so. Place you out of build mode. I'm going to show you how to get in and out of your new RWS style Thomas the Tank Engine. Right click the seat. It's going to put you right in the cab. You might think, oh, I can't jump out of here though. Now that it's in assembled mode, just jump. For whatever reason, Minecraft just gets you out of the cab. It is so easy. But when you're in build mode, Hold, please. There we go. For whatever reason, when you're in build mode, you can't jump out of the dang cab. So you have to put yourself in spectator mode if you need to go back in while it's inside of build mode. So just, you know, follow the tutorial along just as I did, and you won't have any issues. You won't need to go back in the cab, and your Thomas will be able to drive and operate heavy machinery. There we go. I also wanted to just take a quick minute just to showcase I am actually building currently on my new mod pack. You may have heard that CurseForge approved the mod pack that I submitted for, and it is essentially just a mod pack of all of the mods that I use for building these creations. And it is the mod pack that, as you can see, runs the Island of Sodor map. And it actually runs it pretty well, surprisingly. It's a little bit more optimized than I had made my first pack. Yeah, the one that I started to build this this map on. So it's a little bit. See, this is why we test things. Look at that. But yeah, it's a little bit more optimized than the original pack was. So it's just funny. But yeah, I will put the link to the mod pack in the description. It's got all of the cool bits and bobs and everything inside of it that I'm using to create these builds and do these models and all the stuff and things. And I just really like how there's so much stuff to poke through and look at and everything. There's a sneak peek of a character that we will eventually do in the RWS style. Hey, look, it's Henrietta. And yeah, I like building these things for you guys. I think it's absolutely awesome. And yeah, just come over here. Boop. We have a purpose for this, I promise. There is a purpose for what we're doing. So one of the mods inside this mod pack is Create Dreams and Desires. Dreams and Desires was absolutely amazing because it had the best tree, in my opinion, in all of Minecraft. The best tree. The rubber tree, like literally best tree. No questions asked. And now, no longer have the rubber trees inside Dreams and Desires. It makes me sad. But yeah, I literally just put this map inside the new mod pack, and I think I'm missing something on Farquhar. I'm missing something here too, so I'll figure out what I'm missing. But I wanted to put New Thomas in front of Farquhar. Oh, we're missing stuff here too. It's a disaster, but it wouldn't be. Oh, we're missing stuff there too. That's immersive engineering though. I took out immersive engineering. I wasn't using it, and I didn't think you guys wanted to either. But anyway, if you like the video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. Please comment, share, subscribe, all the cool stuff and things. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. And you know the drill. Okay, love you, bye!